Hello, everyone. Mine69 here. Thought I'd jump on here and say hello, what's up? Let you know what's going on, how it's going. Everything's going great. Get my headphones out. I've been watching some videos, contemplating how I want to go about what I want to play and all that good stuff. I haven't quite decided exactly how I'm going to play these games, but I've got an idea of the games that I'm going to play. Actually, the first one I think I'm going to start with, and I know you guys are going to say, oh, that's an old game, blah, 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 is Fallout 4. The simple reason that I want to start that is there's a lot of different variations, of that game you can play, a lot of different ways you can play that game. Plus, I just love it. Sorry, I don't have my tooth in. I got off work a little while ago. I don't have my tooth in. But yeah, I just love that game. And I've been watching Many a True Nerd. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of his playthroughs of any games, but I really enjoy watching him. He's really, really good at a lot of different games, and yeah, he's funny. He's from England. He's a funny dude, and he's a really nice guy in real life. I've talked to him, actually. So he's a really cool dude. If you haven't watched his survival playthrough of Fallout 4, I would recommend it just because he takes it to a whole nother level as far as when his name says Many a True Nerd, he definitely is. I mean, he breaks down every, if you have exploding on your shotgun, say, he'll break it down to each pellet makes this amount of damage. He goes way far into it, but that isn't why I like to watch him. I like to watch him because he's a good player. And I learn a lot of tips from him as far as, what to do in certain situations, stuff like that. But he doesn't only play Bethesda games or Fallout games. He does play a lot of Fallout games, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's played Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, and gone back to 3, and gone back to 4. I mean, he plays a lot of them, but he plays multiple games, and he's good at all of them. So I would recommend going and checking out his survival run, Fallout 4. Make sure you get his latest survival run, because he tried the different variations. When the game first came out, of course they had patches and blah 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 blah. As most Bethesda games, as you well know, have all different kinds of issues and problems. But I think I'm going to go with the survival run, straight out of the gate. I'm also going to, give me 1 second here. I'm also going to do some different stuff in it. Like I said, there's a lot of different variations you can play with Fallout. I've always stuck with the main, guns and blazing and, every kind of weapon. I think this go around, I haven't decided quite yet if I'm going to go rifleman or gunslinger. But I generally go with a lot of perks in rifleman, and then I get a lot of perks in gunslinger as well. But I'm thinking this time I'm going to go strictly one or the other. And I'm not going to spend, if you guys have watched me play, I pick up everything. I'm not going to do that this go around. Because there's a lot of limitations when you're playing the survival. Your weight capacity goes way down. You need sleep more often. You need to eat. You need to drink. You need to watch your addictions. All different kinds of stuff. So it's way more complicated. You guys know that it's a lot more complicated. And you've got to, weigh your perks a lot more. So I've been, I've actually, with the job I have now, I work in aerospace. So with what I got going on now, there's time, at my job where I can daydream and think about, because I'm thinking about all different kinds of stuff. When I'm at work, my mind is constantly, it kind of sounds goofy, but when I'm at work, my mind is constantly working. And it is in the aerospace industry. You're always thinking about the next step. Actually, you're thinking 10 steps ahead. So you're thinking about, how people say that life is action and reaction. You're literally thinking about that. You're thinking about, okay, if I do this, what is going to be the reaction? Maybe not the next step is going to be the reaction, but maybe 10 steps from there's going to be a reaction to what I actually did way back here. So you've really got to plan ahead as far as that goes, and your thought processes, and what you put into action is literally going to affect the people that are not only using whatever it is you're creating, the rockets, the weapons, weapons of mass destruction, the drones, the whatever you're working on. You've got to think about, okay, what I am putting into action right now is going to affect somebody down the line. Whether it be a failure or a misfire, the list goes on and on and on of stuff. So you've got to think. So I've got to think down the line. I can't just think right here, right now. Okay, Mike's going to do this, and that's going to help everything down here. No, you've got to think about, okay, by me doing this process, this is going to fix said problem. But is this process going to affect different processes down the line that are going to give us the end result, which is something that's going to be flawless and not have any problems? So yeah, and I've tried, as goofy as it sounds, I've tried to implement that into my gameplay. So I've not only, in a way, I'm sorry, my eyes are itching. In a way, that kind of takes away from the fun gameplay. But then in another way, and this is what I've been thinking about while I've been at work, and, because I got downtime and I just sit around and brainstorm, of course, about work, but then I think about other stuff and about games and about, how I could do stuff better in said games or do stuff differently in the other games. So yeah, I've been contemplating how I could go about, being better at, because I suck. We all know that. But I don't think I suck, but I'm just not as, I don't know, sometimes I let the details get away from me. But like I said, and I said this a long time ago, for any of you that have watched me for a while, I prioritize a lot of stuff in my mind. Video gameplay. It's probably somewhere down here as far as memory goes, and remembering exactly where everything is and how I'm supposed to do X, Y, and Z in game to get to the final result, which is fun. Like I've said before, my memory is so bad when it comes to that stuff because I prioritize what I put up in here. If it's really not going to affect the end game at all, I'm not putting it in there. What I'm storing up here is essential stuff. Video games not really all that essential to real life. But I will tell you that being somewhat proficient at video games has definitely helped me on the drone side of my job, for sure. And I just love Fallout 4. I love it to pieces. So I think I'm going to go with a VATS run. And that's not to say that sometimes I won't kill enemies without VATS. That'll happen. You know how it goes in that game if you've ever played that game. It just goes that way. So I'm thinking that that's the way it's going to be. I'm going to go with VATS. So I'm going to build, it's going to kind of a high perception character. So, yeah, and then we're going to put it all together. We're going to piece it together. I'm not going to be so worried about stupid stuff like building a huge settlement. Fuck, that'll come in the end. Excuse my language. But that'll come in the end, as far as building a settlement. I've got plans. I've actually made a list of plans. I don't have it here beside me of how I would work it out per se. I'll let you in on a couple little things that I plan on doing. First and foremost, first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna battle our way, and we're not gonna make our main like base, whatever you want, settlement, I think is what they call it in Fallout. We're not going to make that in Sanctuary. Of course, that's where you got to start, but we're not going to stick there. We're not going to stay there. I'm not going to be traveling back and forth to Sanctuary. Like I said, I've been watching Many a True Nerd, and he's got the right idea. Your object is to move away from Sanctuary and get farther into the middle of the map so you're closer to everything versus, okay, everything's right here, but Sanctuary's way up here. And you got to everything's down in here. So we're going, just a couple little tweaks like that are going to make the gameplay flow a lot better, make the gameplay seem like I'm getting somewhere versus, okay, I did a bunch of stuff in Boston, now I got to go back and talk to Preston, clear the effing Sanctuary. No, I'm going to be moving everything more towards the centralized location. Maybe Hangman's Alley is a good one right there in the middle of Boston. And the reason I picked that is, I'm going to play both ends against the middle, so I can do a lot of, once we get into our fast traveling in and out of the Institute, then I can utilize that because, no fast travel in survival, so I'm going to have to utilize all the factions. I'll use the vertibird grenades, all that good stuff. But we're not going to disclose all that. I just wanted to let you know that I have been thinking about this gaming and relaunching. Fallout's going to be one that I'm going to play. Like I said, there's some newer ones I want to check out, but I don't want to get too wrapped up and too invested for right now. Rumors are circulating next Christmas will be the PlayStation 5 release. Looking forward to that. A lot of good stuff's going on in my life. A lot of good stuff's going on in the gaming world. 76, of course, still broke, but I wanted to keep this right around 15 minutes. Just kind of give you a little bit of an update on what's going on, how we're doing. I don't know, we got about a foot of snow outside. I could take you up, show you that, but y'all don't want to see that. But know that everything's going great. Know that we're all still rocking and rolling. Look for me. Give me a couple more weeks. I'm getting it all together, and we're gonna have fun this go around. I hope you all can join me. If you can join me, that'd be great. If you can't join me, hey man, just watch on the backside, because I will leave all my live streams up. I will live stream the games. I won't record them and break them up. Not that tech savvy yet. Maybe I could talk to my buddy Kink, and he could help me with that. If you guys haven't checked out Kink, K-Y-N-K, go give him a look. He's a great dude. He's the one who actually gave me the courage enough to stream. He's just an awesome dude. Go check him out. K-Y-N-K. Tell him Old Mine 69 sent you. But other than that, you guys stay great. Stay you. Okay? Be true to yourself, because there's one person in this world that you can count on, and that is yourself. So love yourself and be true to yourself. I love you guys. Peace.